protect them.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, and hey, it is Mardi Gras, at our studios. Thanks to Wally Lowry and my good folks at the who just got back from Mardi Gras in Mobile, and of course it's a Mardi Gras festivities going on all over the Southland, especially down in the New Orleans, Mobile area, as we get ready for a big Mardi Gras parade day. And some people use Mardi Gras as a holiday, a state holiday. And of course, it's big down in Louisiana and big down in Mobile, and it's a lot of fun. I was down there last week and had a great time, and we'll enjoy all these charms and good morning. You're on Today in LA. It's Mardi Gras season. It's Mardi Gras time. What do you think?
Hey, morning.
What do you think? There's Mardi Gras everywhere. Mardi Gras everywhere.
Yeah, I know it's Mardi Gras.
And we got it hanging from the rafters here at our studios on South Brunny Street in Troy, Alabama. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. And of course, Mike Amos calling in from Birmingham. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm calling in from Birmingham. I should be live in studio tomorrow.
Oh, that's great, man. So you'll be here in person. So what are we going to do about all the girls and all the people who want your autograph? What are we going to do?
I'm going to make an appearance later in the morning at Bird's Drugs. So if anybody wants to just go down there, I'll be down there later.
That's right. That's going to be a lot of fun at Bird Drugs tomorrow. Meet Mike Amos Day, Mike Jr.
Definitely want to mention our thoughts and prayers go out to Lee County. Devastating tornado. And
believe that.
Of course, had the experience of being in Tuscaloosa during 2011. I lived on 15th Street, and thank God every day I got in the car and drove to Birmingham that day, and wasn't there when the actual tornado hit, but I was living around all the stuff that was no longer there when I got back to work at the University of Alabama the next day, and I'll never forget it. It was literally like a bomb had gone off.
If you would have been there at your place where you were living at the time, how close to that devastation would you have been?
I mean, I was in the devastation. I was on 15th Street where Sherman Williams, literally like 30 feet away, was blown away. I mean, Mike and Ed's barbecue across the street was blown away. I mean, the top of my condo where I live was blown away.
The 15th Street diner was blown away, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, everything was blown away. From I was in Full Moon Barbecue having lunch that day, and it was blown away. I mean, it was a Category 5 tornado, and 50 people overall, I think, lost their lives. But
it was terrible. It was a terrible.
I mean, I was right in the heart of it. But luckily, I'd driven to Birmingham that day and was not there. I mean, every car in my condo parking lot was totaled.
Well, I'll tell you this. You're exactly right, and people just don't realize the devastation. And of course, 170-mile-an-hour winds in that little area of Beauregard. Beauregard's got a fine football field, a beautiful school there, and I'm afraid all of that's been destroyed. Is that right?
Well, I don't know about all that. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that work for the University of Auburn, or Auburn University, sorry, and there's a lot of people there that have lost loved ones and lost homes and stuff like that. I was hearing a guy talk about it on Feinbaum yesterday, so. Definitely thoughts and prayers, and unfortunately, a lot of people are still unaccountable. That there's a lot of people still missing.
Yeah.
And the death toll couldn't rise. And I mean, they were showing yesterday there was a billboard that blew 20 miles away.
Oh man,
isn't that unbelievable? 20 miles away. So I mean, you can only imagine a person.
Oh yeah.
There could be people out in the woods somewhere. You just have no clue.
No question about it, and you're exactly right. And our prayers and our thoughts go with all the people that have lost loved ones. That's the most important thing.
And the sad thing is, I mean, a lot of people lost young kids, and I mean, it's just really just horrible.
Man, oh man, no no question about it. And it can happen in this part of the country. It can happen pretty much any storm can build into a unbelievable storm like we had.
Yeah, it makes you realize, when these sirens go off, and you just hope in these smaller communities they have storm shelters. I think that's something that ought to be passed through the state. All these small communities should have that option to go to a storm shelter.
Yeah. Mike, of course, let's get back to reality, and of course that's plenty of reality. But let's get back to our show. Alabama and Auburn get together tonight in Tuscaloosa. Does Alabama have a chance?
Well, Auburn, Coach Pearl and Coach Johnson, I was listening to their interviews yesterday. They're both still just talking about how basketball doesn't matter right now, and they're still talking about the storm and stuff. Right. So I don't know where Auburn players' heads will be. I mean, I think that it's got to be pretty devastating to go into something like that, with that being, happening so close to your community. I know the Auburn football team was out there helping as well yesterday, but I don't know. It's a must-win for Alabama. I mean, Alabama is projected still to be in the NCAA tournament, but if they lose to Auburn, I think they probably will be out of it because they have to go on the road and play Arkansas to finish the season. But Auburn is definitely in the tournament. They've already won 20 games, beat Mississippi State over the weekend, and we'll find out. Alabama played a pretty decent game against LSU. Kyler Lewis, the 17-yard point guard, played his worst game of the year, though. He was 3 for 16 with 4 or 5 turnovers, and they were up on LSU with about 3 or 4 minutes left to go in the game. One of the best teams in the country, but LSU found a way to win. So I don't know. It'll be national TV tonight if anybody wants to watch it at 8 o'clock. So it should be a sellout crowd. Of course, they do the Iron Bowl trophy at halftime where the Auburn.
Oh yeah, that's big gun. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the last of the real bragging rights. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say so.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is a sad time to be boasting about basketball with all this tragedy going on, but at the same time, we wanted to cover this Alabama and Auburn basketball game. Of course, Troy, Mike, did they even have a chance to go to the tournament? What's the deal with them?
Well, the last 2 teams in the league, you were right, actually do not go or don't even have a chance to play a game to get to New Orleans. So Sunbelt is not fun anymore for everybody.
So Troy's definitely out. Is that right, or can they possibly?
Everybody doesn't get to go to New Orleans. The last 2 teams don't even get to participate and even go play, on the road to try to get a shot at going to New Orleans. So I think Troy's done. I'm pretty sure.
Man, that's sad.
They're tied with Appalachian State for worst record in the league, and then I think Little Rock is a game ahead. Troy's still got 2 more games left, but I think mathematically they're out because they lost 2 games to Little Rock.
Yeah, and Little Rock is the one in front of them.
Yeah, it's one in front of them. The ladies actually fell by 20, so you haven't seen that at all this year. They went on the road and played Arlington and got beat.
Of course, they still have won over 20 games this year. The ladies have.
Yeah, Coach Rigby, what she's done with Troy's women's basketball program is incredible.
Really,
that's one of the best hires maybe ever made. I don't know if Hartwell made that hire or Dennis made that hire.
I don't know, but I will tell you this: that's 4 20-game seasons she's already had. I don't know if many people can say that anywhere. She's won at least 20 games 4 times.
Well, she's also been in the NCAA tournament 2 times.
Yeah, that's right. So, we're watching that closely, and of course they'll be heading to New Orleans next week. Is that right, or when will that be?
They got 1 more week, and then the next week.
Yeah. Wiley, Mike, left us with all kinds of beads, and of course also moon pies and so forth. And Wiley would appreciate it. And of course, it shows every Sunday night right here on Troy Cable Channel 2. Hope that you're enjoying.
So are you heading out to Birmingham for the big Tennessee game tonight?
Troy, Tennessee tonight?
Yeah.
In baseball.
That's right, at the Hoover Met.
You know what? I'm going to have to go to that, I believe. But it's going to be cold. Gosh, it's going to be cold. I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go, man. That's too cold for baseball.
That is way too cold for baseball. I'll just listen to it on the phone.
How about this? Tennessee is 12-0.
Oh, man. Troy could beat them, couldn't he?
I don't know. Last time Troy went out, they got beat 19-4.
The last time, let me put you on hold a second and grab this one. Good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Wally, buddy.
Wally, thank you so much. Are you in New Orleans? Or you been there in or Mobile or where?
No, I was down in Mobile, but I told Neil Sunday night on the show, I said, we got to give Mike all these beads. He'll look good.
Well, I appreciate it. I was down last week and enjoyed it, and I left all my beads with my little granddaughter. And, hey, listen, I'm decorated this morning, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, I see you. I'm watching the show. You looking good with it. Now, let you some moon pies as well.
Oh yeah, man. I just talked about it, and of course they're my favorite. They're my favorite moon pies. You're exactly right.
Oh man, well, everything else going good?
Going good. Are you in town? Or are you down in Mobile?
Nah, I'm in Montgomery today, Mike.
Okay, that's great.
I just want to make sure you got those.
Hey man, I appreciate it so much, and I've enjoyed your show. I know you and your buddy enjoy putting it on, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do, man. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time with it.
Well, y'all do a great job, and we appreciate you very much.
All right, Mike. Well, listen, y'all have a good day, buddy.
Thanks again. Happy Mardi Gras, man. Mardi Gras Day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Bye. That was Wally Lowry calling in. Thanks to him, we've got beads galore this morning, Mike.
So did Wally actually go down to Mobile?
Yeah, he was down in Mobile and enjoyed the Mardi Gras. I was down, what was it, not this past Sunday night, but...
yeah, I actually, I stole a football, a Mardi Gras football you had on the kitchen.
That's right, yeah. Did you steal it to squeeze on or what?
I gave it to my little girls.
Well, good. And I know they're having fun. Mike Amos calling in from Birmingham this morning. Right now, the temperature...
Yeah, the baseball team took 2 or 3 from Southeast Louisiana, but unfortunately, that last game didn't go very well.
Yeah, somebody told me they hit. How many batters? 7 batters? 7.
Yeah,
There were 7 hit by pitches, and that is a school record, I believe, in one game.
It was unbelievable.
But now Tennessee tonight, boy, gosh, it's hard to believe that they're going to play that game, Mike. Right now, it is 31 degrees in Troy. Tonight is
26 in Birmingham right now.
Well, it's supposed to be 25 tonight in Troy, and so it's going to be cold. And by game time, how cold would it be, you think?
I mean, it would be... I would say I don't think the high today is going to be 43 up here, so it's going to be at least in 30s.
But I would love to go to it, and I just didn't. That game sort of snuck up on me. I didn't realize that they would be playing that soon.
Yeah, Troy has never played Tennessee in baseball. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. And you feel like the game will be on regardless of how cold it is?
I would think so. I mean, there's not too many games that you
the
can't...
temperatures in the morning at Troy is 25 with about 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. Just think how cold that is. But just think how cold it would be in Birmingham. Is it going to get down to 20 or how cold?
It's getting down to 22 tonight.
22. Bless their hearts. I'll just say that if you're playing baseball tonight.
Yeah, in the game against Southeast Louisiana, of course, Troy took 2 or 3 when they got beat 19-4. Troy walked 11 guys, and they also hit 7 guys. Have you ever heard of that?
Wait a minute. Troy lost?
Troy walked
11, okay.
And then they hit 7 guys.
Oh, man, so that's 18 runners that we put on base.
That's correct.
Isn't that a 8 or 19? God, that is...
Max Newton got the start, gave up 5 earned runs. Zach Moore gave up 2 earned runs. Taylor Prigden gave up 2 earned runs. Zach Lightsey got in the game, went 1 and 2, 1.2 innings, and gave up 6 runs.
Boy, that's my buddy. He works at the alumni office, Mike. He's a great young man.
And then Mackenzie Hicks gave up 3 runs in 2 innings. So hopefully Troy saved a lot of pitching for Tennessee tonight.
Oh yeah, exactly. And again, who even wants to talk about a game But you know what? I would love to see them play Tennessee. I really would, and especially since Tennessee's so good. They're going to play that game at the Hoover Met. Is that right?
That's correct, at 6 p.m.
If I come up, you going to come out there and join me?
I will not be there. I'll be. I'm driving to Grayton Beach today. And I will be staying in Troy, Alabama.
All right. Well, I'm definitely not going then.
I'll watch the Alabama-Auburn game with you tonight.
Yeah, that will be fun, won't it? And of course, I hope that everybody stays warm. Be a lot of now.
You know, they had the Hoover Classic last year, but it was a lot better weather.
Yeah, it was.
It was later.
And we went to the game, took the whole family, and you're right. It's just a terrible time to be playing baseball. They might call that game off, Mike. What do you think?
Well, you know, I think that Tennessee's doing this for their fan base in the Birmingham area as well. You know, they have a lot of alumni, so
sure.
I would imagine. I imagine the game will be played up. I know Chip Lindsey's up here doing a big media tour today. He'll be on all the different radio shows and be on television and stuff like that as well. So
I tell you what, Mike.
Look forward to hearing him on the.
Everybody's excited about
Roundtable this morning.
Everybody's excited about him. When will Roundtable be on?
He'll be on the Roundtable at 9:15 today.
And that's you can get that out of Montgomery. Is that right?
Yeah, I tell you what though, when I go through Montgomery, man, I barely pick up 740 now. I mean, maybe my antennas are not as good, but that's kind of hard to believe that they've been on 740 AM for this long. I can't believe they've never been on FM.
All right, so
McKnight and Longshore have been doing that show for almost 17, 18 years.
They've done a good job too. They're really good. Of course, I want to mention Troy basketball is here on I want to say Wednesday. Is that right, or Thursday?
Yeah, the lady Trojans will finish out playing in Troy this year. The men will be on the road.
They'll be on the road the rest of the year. There's not another home game?
No. The final home game was against Texas Arlington.
And right now, and I hate to be so negative, but right now it doesn't look very good for Troy even making the tournament. Is that right? We're talking about
the
conference.
It's the Sun Belt rules. You know, they changed it. You know, last year every single team got to go to New Orleans, but now only the top 8 teams get to go. So basically, the teams that are seated at the bottom of the standings could play a home or away game, I guess, against the bottom tier teams.
Yeah.
And Troy's not even able to do that. It doesn't like.
Yeah.
So the women are 20-7 and they're 11-5, so they're comfortably in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, again, I hate that.
We talked about this numerous times. I mean, Bernardo. The whole team was built around Bernardo. I mean, they were even saying it on the telecast. I was listening to Barry McKnight. Jerry Miller called the game on television. I can watch it on ESPN3, and I watched the first half, and, you know, basically those guys just seemed lost.
Just gave up? They've given up? Is that right?
Yeah, it just seemed lost about him on the court. And, you know, you had, you know, Hicks, you know, and B.J. Miller, and, you know, you had, you know, Bernardo, 3 seniors, and at one time this team was 10-7. And since he's been out, they've only won 1 other game. So it's just one of those situations. I know we got the coaching staff to do it. I mean, this coaching staff 2 years ago took Troy to the NCAA tournament to play Duke. And, of course, you know, you had Wesley Person. That was a major difference. But, you know, without Bernardo last year, Troy had Person. The same thing happened. You know, Troy lost, you know, several games when Bernardo missed 7 games last year. So
yeah.
He's probably a top 5 player all time at Troy, especially Division I.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those once in a generation kind of players. And when the suspension and the concussion and the suspension and all this happened, you know, Troy's I think 1-8 without him.
Oh man, no question about it.
That's all you need to know.
Big difference, no question about it. And one of the
you're taking a guy that's going to maybe possibly play in the NBA one day out of your life.
Will he even make the trip with them? You know, he's been on the bench. Does he even dress with them anymore?
No clue. I mean, this has been a strange situation. You know, at one time they were saying that it was a concussion issue, and now they're saying it was a a suspension. So I would assume he's done for the season.
Yeah, Mike, I've been out of town, and I need for you to give us some coverage of how the basketball championships came out in boys and girls, if you could. I'd appreciate it.
I'm in Mountain Brook, and Mountain Brook won their third straight state championship.
They did. Tell us how they did it.
Well, I mean, it was just basically just defense. They beat Baker by 20 points.
You mean Baker beat the other Birmingham?
Baker upset Hoover, which was a huge upset.
Yeah, that's right. And they beat Baker real bad, or how bad they beat them?
Yeah, they beat Baker by 20 points.
Now, who won the 6A? Do you know?
I can look it up.
I want to say Montgomery Carver won it. I might be wrong.
No, Carver got beat.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. I'll pull it up here. I was looking at that earlier.
Of course, the combine's going on. Mike, anything out of the combine we need to know?
I mean, Troy's one representative, Blaze Brown, had a horrible 40 time, so his stock is going down tremendously. You had the guy, Jamal Dean from Auburn, who's a safety cornerback. He ran a 4.3.
Oh, man, that was fast.
Blaze Brown got invited to the NFL Combine and ran a 4.75.
Oh, gosh. And he's
Martell Sweat, the phenomenal defensive end from Mississippi State, 6'6", 260 pounds. He ran a 4.4.
That's unbelievable. 40. That is unreal.
Quentin Williams.
That puts him that puts Sweat in the top 10 probably, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah. Quentin Williams out of Alabama, who everybody says might be the top pick, or at least the top 5 pick. All Quentin Williams did at 6'3", 305 pounds, ran a 4.840.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, boy. Now, Quentin
Williams weighs 300 pounds and almost ran a faster time than Blaze Brown.
Blaze Brown, is he a safety or a corner?
I would say he's a corner.
He's not. That's going to really hurt him as far as.
That's extremely slow.
Yeah.
For a cornerback.
I wonder what happened there. Surely he's faster than that.
You can only hope at Troy's pro day he's going to get that down to around a 4.6.
That's right. Yeah, they do have the different pro days and so forth.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. He had about 10 interceptions in his career. He's a great player.
Yeah.
And I was shocked to see that 40 time.
No question about it.
All right, here's your champions.
This is high school basketball, ladies and gentlemen, the champions.
Class 1A girls, Phillips won it all, 26-10.
Is that what class is that now?
1A girls.
Okay, I got you.
Phillips beat Skyline 71-63.
Okay.
1A boys, never heard of them. Decatur Heritage.
Oh yeah, that's a private school up there. It's supposed to be real good.
32-4. Man, beat St. Luke's by 20.
Okay, and so Decatur Heritage. Okay, I got you.
And then 2A girls, 28-6. They beat Fife in overtime. Cold Springs.
Cold Springs beat Fife. Is it Fife or Five?
And then
Cold Springs is a state champion. Is this girls?
Yes, girls. Class 2A boys, Central Coosa beat Sacred Heart by 2 points.
Central of Coosa, I knew they were good, and beat Sacred Heart. Okay, I got you. That's from right here. You know where Central Coosa is now, don't you?
I've been there, yeah. I've had a couple NFL guys out of there.
That's right. No question about it.
Class 3A girls, Pisgah.
Oh, man.
34-1. 34-1 beat Montgomery Academy by 5.
So that was a big one, wasn't it? That was a big one. Okay, gotcha.
And this was a buzzer beater. I saw the highlights of this, and they're known for basketball. 3A boys, Plainview.
Yeah.
33-4 beat Westminster Christian by 2 with a shot at the buzzer.
All right, let me tell you who is one of Plainview's outstanding graduates, Mike.
Jeremy Pruitt.
That's right, the head coach at Tennessee. Was a basketball star at Plainview, too, from what I gather. Those Pruitts were real good basketball players. All right, go ahead.
And then Class 4A girls, 32-3, beat Anderson by 8. Rogers is a state champion.
Rogers is the state champion, and they beat who?
They beat Anniston.
Okay, I got you. All right.
And then 4A boys, 26-8, beat West Limestone.
Who is this?
Talladega is a state champion.
You know, Talladega plays good basketball. Talladega wins the state championship. Who they beat?
They beat West Limestone.
All right. All these North Alabama schools. Okay, go ahead.
And the shocker of all shockers, Charles Henderson beat them by about 28 last year in the state championship game. Madison Academy beat Ramsey, but Madison Academy falls to Central Tuscaloosa 68-65. So Central Tuscaloosa goes 28-3 after losing the state championship to Charles Henderson last year and wins the 5A girls. So Charles Henderson did not even get beat by the state champion.
Okay.
So, kind of a shocking loss to Ramsey now. The more you see all this.
And then who actually won it again?
Central Tuscaloosa, who Charles Henderson beat by 25 last year.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
State championship game.
Okay.
So congratulations to Central Tuscaloosa, and then this team beat Center Point by 18. Wadona, the Dragons, the boys basketball team, was 31-5, won 5A boys.
And they won the 5A boys. Okay. All right.
And you have the 6A, and this is a dominant program. 6A girls, Hazel Green, 34-3, beat Opelika by 25 points to win the state championship.
And this Hazel Green team is a team that beat Charles Henderson with Amari on the team. Is that right?
I don't know if it was this year. I know they beat him at one time.
I think they did in regular season. I think they were one of the only losses in regular season. Okay.
So that's 6A girls right there, and then 6A boys. This is just becoming a state championship winning program all around. Pinson Valley beats Carver by 14 to win a state championship.
Pinson Valley. Boy, somebody put together a program there. You're right.
I tell you what, Patrick Nix has won 2 straight in football. Now you win 1 in basketball. That's living pretty big right there.
That's without his son playing basketball. I bet his son would have made him even better.
Yeah, he probably played point guard. And then this was a phenomenal team. 7A girls, Hoover beats Hewitt Trustball by 14. All Hoover did, they won the state championship. They went 34-1.
34-1.
I'd like to know who beat them.
They got the best team money can buy, can't they?
and then the Brook, Mountain Brook, 31-3, beats Baker by 20 points.
Mike, this is a bunch of rich kids, isn't it? Isn't this a bunch of rich kids at Mountain Brook?
Well, they've had a couple of really good players come in.
Okay, and
now Bucky McMillan, at 35 years old, has 300 wins and 5 state championships.
He's 35 years old.
And I tell you what, if there's colleges out there looking for head coaches, I would make the call to Bucky McMillan.
I agree with you. Do you think?
No doubt he could be a great college coach.
All he would have to do is find him a recruiter, wouldn't you think? Or evidently he'd probably be a pretty good one himself, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, this guy's been phenomenal at Mountain Brook.
Now, who did they beat again, Mike, for the championship?
They beat Baker out of Mobile.
Baker out of Mobile for the championship.
Everybody projected them to play Hoover. You know, Hoover has a big 6'11" kid, but Baker found a way to beat them.
Now, tell us about this star player at Mountain Brook.
I mean, it's Tristan Wofford. I mean, basically, top player in the state of Alabama, one of the top players in the country, and now, unfortunately, Duke has come in and is recruiting him extremely hard.
No.
So he was down to Alabama, LSU, Indiana, and Memphis because Penny Hardaway has already recruited the top 2 players in the country to come to Memphis. But everybody thinks this could save Avery Johnson's job if he's able to get Wofford to come in. But with Duke coming in, I mean, that's like Alabama recruiting in football. I don't know how you pass up a chance to go to Duke.
Okay, tell us his name again.
Tristan Wofford.
How you spell that first name?
It's Tristan, Tristan.
All right, Watford?
Watford, yeah. His brother was a star player in Indiana.
Okay, all right. Let me put you on hold a minute, Mike. I'll be right back. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Good morning to the Amoses.
Good morning, my friend. How's everything?
Good.
Will Matthews calling in right now. Hold on, Will. I'm going to put you on hold and get both of y'all in here. All right, there we go. 1, boom, boom. All right. 1. All right, let's see here. I got you. I got you, Will. Hello, Mike. Got you?
He got me.
All right, I've lost
I'm
Will.
on.
I've lost Will, and let me try one more time here and see if it does it. Okay, there we go. Got both of you. Is that right? Hello. Will, is that, have I got you?
You got me.
All right, Mike, are you still on? Hello. We'll get him in a second. Will Matthews calling in from Ozark or Dothan. Where are you this morning?
Actually, I'm between. I'm on the way to Ozark.
Well, how was your trip to Washington, D.C.?
It was great. Thursday night, my son got me into the west wing of the White House, which nobody goes.
Now, how did he get you in there? How did he do that?
Well, he works for Trump. So anyway, we go to the west wing with his wife and the baby and him and me. And when we're there in his office, he lands in the backyard on Marine One coming back from Vietnam.
Are you serious?
It was wonderful.
All right, but were you actually in his office?
Yes.
You were able to go into the President of the United States office.
Yes.
Will, people don't believe you, Will.
Well, and they probably won't because they will not let you take pictures anywhere in the west wing. Now, you can in the east wing.
You saw the actual chair that the President of the United States sits in?
Yeah, and it's actually, he brought that chair from New York. He sat in that chair for 25 years.
Well, how was you able, I mean, was it just you or were there some other people in there too?
Well, there was my son and there was a guy that worked in the White House for Trump that took us around, and then his wife and the baby.
Well, is it a big room or what kind of floor does it have?
Well, it's carpeted, and the great seal of the president is in the carpet.
Yeah.
There's two sofas that sit across from each other. Then there's an easy chair, and then his desk has got a couple of chairs in front of it.
Well, did they allow you to sit in this chair?
No.
No. You just were able to peep in there. Is that right?
Yeah, you couldn't touch anything or take pictures.
Oh me, is it beautiful? Is it really a pretty place?
It is, and everybody we saw his son-in-law's office, Jared Kushner's office. It's right next to his office.
Yeah.
And it's very, very well done, and there's several conference rooms. Like the cabinet room's got the name of each cabinet person on the chairs. That was kind of neat.
Yeah.
And but it was now there's a situation room in there they did not let us go in.
Yeah. Now also that place has several floors underground too, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's really a big building, but most of it's underground. Is that right?
Yeah, there's all kind of secret stuff.
They got a lot of tunnels to different places, to different. I mean, like is the war room, or I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, but is the war room in the White House, or where is it located?
Below in the basement somewhere.
Okay, I got you.
Underground.
And your son was able to. He's got that kind of clearance. Is that right?
Oh yeah. He's got ultra top secret clearance. he is Trump.
They must not have checked on who his daddy was. They must not have checked you out. Is that right?
They checked. I'm gonna tell you something. I got searched 3 times. They ran my criminal record. They did everything. I'm telling you.
Oh boy. Well, you had a great time, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Now the side that the general public sees, tell us about it.
That's the east wing, and it's more formal. It's got the dining rooms and all that, and the paintings of the presidents and all that. And that's where the tourists go through.
Yeah, exactly.
They probably have 1 million visitors a year go through there.
Come on in here. Will, a good friend of ours, just walked in the door, and come on in here and have a seat, my friend. Joel Williams had just walked in the door. Will's telling us a real story here, where he was able to go in the east wing. Is that right?
West wing.
You went in the west wing.
With the White House?
Okay, now the west wing is you got to be. Let's excuse my language. You got to be somebody to get in that west wing. Is that right?
or you got to know somebody.
Yeah.
I've been to the White House a couple of times, but I've never been to the West Wing.
Well,
Joel, the tourists go to the East Wing. Now, I did that the last time I was up there.
Yeah.
And that was nice. I mean, you saw all the dining rooms,
Right.
and that type of stuff, and had all the paintings of the presidents and all that. This is actually Trump's office and the cabinet room and the situation room and that type of stuff.
was it snowing?
It snowed that night after I got back at the hotel. It snowed.
Yeah, and of course, you really had a good time. What else did you do other than see the White House?
We went out to eat a couple times, and I had my baby and held her.
Yeah, right there. Joel Williams has joined us, ladies and gentlemen, of course, with the Troy Arts Council, and we got Will Matthews on the phone. And Will, you know, it's Mardi Gras Day, and we got beads galore here, Joel. If you want to put a bead on, you're welcome to this morning. And of course, I hope everybody's doing well. It is cold outside, Will. How cold was it in Washington?
It was probably in the upper 20s and lower 30s.
Yeah, exactly. Joel's having to fix something up right here. He'll have his mic in just a moment. So it was a heck of a weekend. Did you go up by yourself or what?
Yeah, I went by myself, and I tell you what, I flew from Montgomery round trip for $225.
That is something.
Yeah, they've started having flights out of Montgomery direct to D.C. You don't have to go through
All right,
Atlanta.
so all I got to do is call my niece to tell her to meet us at the airport, and we're in. Is that right?
That's right.
Boy, that sounds like fun. That really does. For just $225.
That's pretty good. Direct flight. Don't have to go through Atlanta.
And that's to and from, isn't it? Is that right, Will?
Round trip.
Yeah, I flew back yesterday morning on the flight.
What airline was it?
American.
Oh, man.
The plane was loaded with TV reporters.
What coming? Oh, yeah, because of the bad weather or what?
Tornado. Right, tornado. Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, that was something. Well, when did you fly in? On Sunday or Monday?
I went up Thursday morning last week and came back yesterday morning.
Oh boy, I tell you, you wouldn't have. It'd been hard to get a flight into Montgomery with that kind of weather. When you believe?
Well, the weather was fine yesterday.
Yeah, I know, but on Sunday though, wouldn't that have been unreal?
I don't know. I came back yesterday.
Yeah. Will Matthews calling in from Ozark this morning from the Matthews Law Firm, and you know, I see a good friend of mine. I'm not giving him a free. I reckon I am. Is my old buddy Chip Nix. Do you know Chip Nix?
I've known Chip Nix for 35 years. Probably.
All right. Do you know him?
Yeah, I had a case against Chip one or two times.
Well, you know, when he comes out on you, and you see that white hair and shooting out everywhere. I knew Chip Nix when he was a wrestler at Sidney Lanier High School, and of course he went on to Auburn and wrestled on Auburn's team. People might not realize what an athlete Chip Nix is.
Yeah.
But he's what we call a Sioux lawyer. Is that right?
All
of y'all are Sioux lawyers. Will, are you a Sioux lawyer?
If the right case comes through the door, we all are.
Yeah, I think Nix.
Hey, did you hear what Joel said? He said, if the right case comes into the door, we all are.
Oh, yeah, I'd do anything, but Chip, I think, mostly is a defense lawyer.
Yeah, he usually is on the defendant side, not the plaintiff side.
But now I think he's getting to be on the plaintiff side because he's advertising now,
well, if he's advertising, he's plaintiff then.
Yeah. And, of course, he's had that. Been an attorney in Montgomery a long time, and I saw him on a commercial this morning. And of course, like I said, he looks like with a white, just it's white, snow white hair, and
a lot of that going around now.
He looks like now he's 71 or 72 years old, but he's really a guy that's in real good shape.
Yeah.
But when you first look at him, you say, "Well, gosh, who is this guy? Who is this guy?" And he used to have a show on Sunday nights, and I would watch it, and I said, "Gosh, is that the same Chip Nix I've known for years, over years?"
Yeah, a lot of that white hair going around, isn't there, Will?
His office used to be in the old train station in Montgomery. I don't know if it still is or not.
Yeah. Of course, you know, now the Vance law firm, he's local guy. Also, the Beasley law firm has one of our local guys that's one of the lead attorneys.
Yeah.
And that's
Ron Jones.
Ron Jones.
Yeah.
You familiar with Ron Jones, Will?
Oh, yeah. I've known Ron.
You know, he and Vance both are born and raised here in Troy. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes, sir. Well, you know now. You know that.
Yeah.
But, hey, when are you going to be able to – well, let me ask you this. And I'll ask Joel the same thing because we're not here to talk about law. But when are y'all going to get billboards that say, call me at – you know what Vance's number is?
No,
it's
but,
area code 334 333 It's real easy.
Sound like it sunk in. But I tell you what, the last two people you'll see with billboards will be me and Will Matthews. Probably. I quit practicing law before I do that.
Hey, Mike, I don't even do yellow pages.
I don't either.
I know. I understand. But you do me, and I appreciate you. I appreciate both of you.
My daddy taught me, he said, son, let me tell you something. Every dollar you spend in overhead can be $1 in your pocket.
But now, you will admit that law has changed a little bit, especially for these guys running. What do they call these guys in the past? Ambulance chasers?
Stringers, you don't know?
Or, yeah, they used to call them ambulance chasers, didn't they?
Yeah. The profession's changed a lot. When Will and I first started practicing law, it was illegal for a lawyer to advertise.
Isn't it amazing?
You were not allowed to, and somebody challenged that rule, and the Supreme Court said, "Oh, even lawyers have First Amendment rights," and that kind of opened the floodgates for a few people.
And then this guy, what's his name? I know we're giving it a free advertisement, but what's his name?
The billboard guy?
No, the billboard guy that started.
Shannara?
Yeah. And I didn't realize it, but he's from Alabama. I thought he was a national guy, but he's actually from Alabama.
Yeah, he's from Birmingham, I think.
Yeah, somewhere.
He lives in Mountain Brook in a castle.
Oh, does he really? Wait a minute. You mean this guy lives big time?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, he spends millions on advertising.
Oh, God.
I wonder how many times he's ever seen a courtroom.
Oh, you mean most everything's out of court?
No, I'm saying he doesn't handle it. He's just he's just that.
He sort of shoots
He's just
off.
the star of the ad and then farms it out to other lawyers.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, a good friend of mine.
He's got a guy down here, Mike, that does his cases, and I was talking to the guy the other day. He's never even met him.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to get in trouble in any trouble talking about lawyers, am I?
Oh, you could very well get in a lot of trouble talking about lawyers.
All right,
You don't do that.
I better be. I mean, not talking about them, but mentioning this on our show. Of course, Will Matthews calling in from Ozark this morning. Been on our show for I want to say 10, 15 years at least. Appreciate him calling in. Of course, Joel. I watched Joel grow up. Joel, I reckon you understand my feeling about Sonny Williford.
And that's one of the things I wanted to mention today. I read what you wrote in the paper, but I also was watching you show the morning of Sonny's funeral, and I appreciate the great tribute that you provided to Sonny. And the Williford family is just one of the anchors of this community.
Right.
And growing up, you know, the Williford family, I don't know how to say it, legendary, notorious, whatever,
exactly, yeah.
famous, but I never knew who was siblings and who were cousins.
Exactly
There's
right.
so many of them.
Yeah.
I never knew who was a brother and sister and who was a first cousin.
Exactly right. We got a call coming in right now. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing? Yes? Hello?
This is Skeeter Sellers.
Skeeter Sellers. All right, Skeeter, you're on the air, man. You going to meet me down at Bird Drugs this morning?
If you'll have me.
9 o'clock. I'll see you at 9 o'clock, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Skeeter, tell us where you're from and what you're doing now.
I'm from Enterprise, Alabama, and I now work as the Central Director of Development at Troy University.
And, of course, you're former West Alabama football star. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I started for 3 years under. I played 1 year under Bobby Wallace and 3 years under Will Hall. He's at Tulane now.
Tell me about old Will Hall. He was a guy that was mentioned for the Troy job at one time.
Will Hall's a great man and a great coach, and he's a program builder.
people will hear more and more about Will Hall on down the line, won't he?
Yes, sir. And I was lucky enough to work with Coach Brent Gilliland as well at West Alabama. He's an up-and-coming coach as well.
Well, his daddy used to be the head football coach at Charles Henderson High School. I watched Brent. I watched him. I knew him when he was a little boy.
He's a good man.
Yeah, no question. I'll see you at Bird Drugs today at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Bye-bye. Take care.
It'll always be Livingston.
You know, Livingston, you're right.
It'll always be Livingston. They should have never changed the name.
You're exactly right. A lot of, well, you know, now this is information that is correct. There was a effort, a move at one time when we were Division I, going to Division I, of trying to change Troy's name.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
And you know what, though, that it turned out that the people that wanted to change the name, when it came down to it, the people would say, all right, I'll do this, but we're not going to change the name.
Right.
And that was the best thing ever happened. They did not realize, a lot of people didn't realize Troy could go Division I and as Troy instead of Central Alabama, Alabama Southern, or
you lose your identity and your character. You lose your heritage. You just Livingston should never have changed their name.
But now you know where it is. So it's in West Alabama. Most folks out in California or anywhere else, or even in Georgia, want to know where Livingston was. Somebody had to tell them.
Well, you know, I still have people ask me where Clemson is.
Oh yeah, well Auburn's the same way.
You know. And
a lot of people said the same thing about Auburn. You know, but Troy's name, we are Troy, ladies and gentlemen. Its name is held up, and
too much identity invested for a century to change it.
But when you think that, Will, and you answer this question too, when you think that Division 1A sports has enhanced the promotion and the glamour of Troy, Alabama?
Absolutely.
I mean, boy, it's been probably the best thing we could have ever done.
It's
to get exposure to our community.
Exposure. It's certainly created the exposure.
Let me tell you this, Will. This weekend, I was at the beach, and one of my new neighbors at the beach is a guy that is from Indiana originally, and he's a big pistol shooter. And he was telling me about how he loves to go to the pistol range and shoot, and also go and shoot skeet and all that. He loves to shoot guns. And when I mentioned the name Kimber, is it Kimber?
I think it's Kimber.
Kimber, the new factory here in Troy that makes guns. He said, what? You mean there's going to be a Kimber factory in Troy, Alabama? He knew about it up north.
Yeah.
This is a well-known gun manufacturer. Have you ever heard of it, Will?
I never have, no.
Well, this is and it's a big building they're building right now.
I've been out there to see it.
All right, I tell you what, it is a huge building. You know how big the Budweiser place is?
Yeah.
You know how big?
Yeah.
It's probably 3 or 4 times bigger.
Wow. Have you ridden out to see the new sawmill they're building up in Old Line?
It is unreal.
That sawmill is out of the, I can't believe it.
Will, as you head toward Montgomery North, if you get off on the old 231 highway, it'll take you by this new Rex Timber Company, and it's a huge timber company in Troy, and they have put in, and they got
it's a
gigantic
sawmill
building, yeah.
And it is. I mean, it's like an airplane hangar
it's a
out
sawmill,
there.
yeah.
And so it's going to be computer operated and all kind of.
And they put up over $100 million. I mean, what I'm saying. It's been a great industry. Those two new industries to Troy have been really something.
Yeah. And bringing some jobs.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. Of course, I was heading down that way, and, with these two companies coming in, they were talking about what would bring a company like that to Troy, Alabama. Well, Highway 231 doesn't hurt.
No.
Having a university here doesn't hurt, but also it is the labor force. Don't you think that had a lot to do with it?
Yeah. It's just the wage rate is so much lower here.
And now also, now some of these industries from up north come to the south, and they lot of them are not unionized. Is that right?
Well, I would say
How does that work?
Alabama's the last stop on the way to Mexico, I think. The only place cheaper in Alabama would be Mexico, so they can stay in the United States. And
especially the automobile business. That has been huge, hasn't it?
yeah, and pay us third world country wages and just get away with it. I think they ought to pay our people a little better, but you know, I like for people who work to get paid.
No question about it. I want to mention the Troy Arts Council has a big event coming up.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Thursday night, it's something we've never done before, and I'll tell you, I'm a little nervous about it, Mike.
Well, I want to hear it.
We this Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Claudia Crosby Theater, or as you and I would say, Smith Hall Auditorium.
That's right.
7 o'clock Thursday night, the Troy Arts Council presents Second City Improv Troupe. It's live improvisational comedy. Improvisational means spontaneous. It's not necessarily scripted. Don't know what we're going to get.
Is it X-rated?
No. Let me read what they say. We are presenting a family-friendly show, but due to the spontaneous nature of improvisational theater, not all content may be appropriate for young children. So most of our Arts Council performances are geared towards families and children and students. Young children may not appreciate this one quite as much. Again, the intent is
most of this is an adult.
And the intent is for it to be family friendly, and even if it's clean, it's probably too sophisticated for small children. But this group, Second City Improv Troupe, virtually everybody is on Saturday Night Live got their start with Second City.
Wonderful. That's gonna be funny.
Bill Murray, John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert. All these
Stephen Colbert
got his start with this group, Second City Improv Troupe. So if you people like, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, John Candy, Tina Fey,
that's gonna be a lot of fun.
John Belushi got his start right here with Second City. So this same improvisational comedy group that where all these superstar comedians got their start, well, they'll be live on stage in Troy Thursday night.
Will, you ought to come up, man. You'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about them.
And I don't. In my memory, we've never done any. I don't remember any live comedy ever being in Troy.
But it's going to be on stage,
yes,
too, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be on stage in Crosby Claudia Theater and Claudia Crosby Theater. I think I said it backwards. I think the closest thing that I can remember one time, Louis Grizzard came. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know, but
that was 30 years ago.
Oh, I love Louis Grizzard.
And in the last 30 years, we've never had any live comedy in Troy.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. And 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock Thursday night. Tickets $20. You can get them at my office. You can get them at the tourism office there across from the Johnson Center. You can get them online if you're smart enough to know how to do it at TroyArtsCouncil.com. And then there's links and buttons you push.
If you want to laugh and you enjoy laughing like I do, I do too. I love to laugh, and you put me down, I am going to be.
I went to a comedy club one time 30 years ago in Birmingham and saw these comedians, and I laughed so hard my sides hurt.
Yeah. And now tell us about the other performances last time was really, really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes.
How good a singer was she?
Oh, Mandy Harvey's, who we had. She was just a miracle child, pretty young lady. And I remember telling you the story. She was an 18-year-old college student and lost her hearing.
Yeah, that's right.
And totally deaf.
You wouldn't even on it, though, would you?
And then she got on stage and sang songs that she had written, and she performed barefooted so that she could feel the music, the beat in her feet. And that's how she kept the beat, was she felt the beat in the floor, and she performed barefooted. And you could feel her, you could see her putting her hands on the piano to feel the vibration, and she would sing. And she was just
this is another
wonderful.
John Jenwright production.
Yes, sir. John Jenwright's our program chairman. He goes to these meetings and arranges for all these, and gets them at dates that are affordable to us, so that we get stuff that would not otherwise be available.
So this is either a Las Vegas or Broadway production. Is that right?
Yeah. This is world-class entertainment. These are professionals.
What's the date on the Second City thing?
March 7th,
March
Thursday
7th.
night.
You and your girlfriend would love it, Will. Oh, I shouldn't mention that. You want me to mention your girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, wait, okay. But I bet you could find somebody to go with you to this thing, though. I bet.
Yeah, I might could.
Well, it's like Mike, it's like you and I always say, turn off your television, get off the couch, and go attend a live performance of a world-class entertainer right here in Troy, Alabama. An opportunity you wouldn't otherwise have.
Hey, Will, I don't know if your dad would have, if he was living, would have gone or not, but Troy is playing Tennessee for the first time in their history in baseball, and they're playing in Birmingham tonight, and the temperature is expected to be 20 degrees.
That's too cold for baseball.
Yeah,
That is too cold for
I
baseball.
think so too. I would wish that they would find another date and
I don't like baseball before opening day.
no question about it.
Now, unless you're in South Florida going to a spring training game, but other than that, baseball is a summer sport to me.
What'd you say, Will?
Mike, I am going to the Tennessee-Auburn basketball game.
Oh, when will that be? That'd be soon, won't it?
Yeah.
That'd be a good matchup.
Of course, Alabama and Auburn play tonight in basketball, so that's going to be fun to watch. Will, I appreciate you calling in, my friend.
Good talk.
Take care. We'll see you later. Will Matthews calling in from Ozark. Of course, the Matthews Law Firm is one of our sponsors. We appreciate it. Health Action. And we got a call coming in. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, where are you calling in from?
I was just on the line holding, man.
Could you hear us? We had three of us. We did have three on the line then, is that right? But you didn't have anything to say?
Well, no, I was never on the line.
Well, I am tickled pink about this group that's coming in. This is big-time entertainment.
Yeah, Mike, Thursday night we have Second City Improv Troupe coming to Troy.
All right, now Mike will love this because some of these guys were his all-time favorites.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Murray, John Candy,
These are some
John
of them that
Belushi,
used to play for them. Belushi.
Dan Aykroyd, Tina Fey, all got their start with the Second City Improv Troupe, and Second City will be in Troy Thursday night.
Have you ever heard of him, Mike?
Yeah, we talked about this last time. I mean, just like you said, I mean, some of the comic greats of all time, they all went on to Saturday Night Live, and then they all went on to careers in Hollywood.
Well, you know, comedy theater is big in Hollywood and New York. And that's how most all these guys got started, didn't it?
Yeah, there's some places are comedy clubs where instead of music, all they have is comedians. And like I said, I've been to one of those one time, and it was it was the best money I ever spent.
Well, and we've been so fortunate, and these groups that we've had already, and the groups that we're still going to have before the season's over, and of course the season is about to be over.
Well, this is our last ticketed event of the year. We have one more event. I don't have the date. That's the Southeast Alabama Community Band. I don't have the date on it, but it's free to the public.
And if somebody's out there right now, and please tell me that Johnny Long will conduct the Stars and Stripes Forever that night. I will be there with bells on.
You know, he did that last year, and it was such a moving moment. And
he's one of the great people to ever walk the streets of this community.
One of the great photos, I may have told you this, but we're all used to sitting in the audience and seeing the orchestra and the conductor and looking at from behind and him looking at the orchestra. One of the musicians took a picture with his cell phone of the audience, and you got to see Johnny Long facing. And a completely different view than what you normally see, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, no question about it. And again, we've got an opportunity to see the Second City, and like you said,
live comedy.
And are tickets going pretty fast on this one?
You know, I'm not even sure.
Now, is it $20 at the door?
It's $25 at the door.
25. So you save $5 by going by your office.
$20. You can come by my office. You can go to the tourism office there across from the Johnson Center, or you can buy them online, TroyArtsCouncil.com, and that's the way most people like to do it now. I don't know how to do that, but TroyArtsCouncil.com. If you got a computer, and I don't have one.
You know how to order from Bird Drugs, though, don't you?
Yeah, I go 566-0010.
That's right.
So will there be a
0101.
Yeah.
500101. Why now?
I was wondering if there'd be an age requirement. I didn't know if there'd be any language. I didn't know how that worked.
No, I was just telling you, they say they intend it to be a family-friendly show, but because it's spontaneous, they may get off track, so they recommend that it may not be suitable for young children.
I wouldn't think so.
And I was telling Mike, even if they keep it clean, the comedy is pretty sophisticated, and so young children may not enjoy it. Most of our events are very children-oriented, but this one, like get a babysitter.
Oh, yeah.
Take your bride out to dinner, and then go see some live comedy.
Exactly right. And, of course,
go to
are they just on tour right now throughout the South?
Yes.
Yeah. B. Graves will be open, I would think, tonight for dinner. No, or do they open on a different day? I'm not sure.
Well, they'll be open Thursday night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thursday night they'll be open.
This is Thursday night.
Be a great opportunity to eat there. Or tell us about the Italian restaurant going right down the street from you.
I don't know. You know, Yanni, who runs a big cafe, he had his restaurant one time, and now he's opening a new restaurant there on the corner where Rumors was.
And see, I love Italian food.
I love Italian food, and you can't buy a plate of pasta in
I
Troy,
love
Alabama.
pasta. I love pasta.
Well,
I love Italian food.
You know, if you want Chinese or Mexican,
Fettuccine.
you know, if you want Chinese, if you want Mexican, or you want fried chicken, Troy's a great place. But if you want a place of angel hair pasta, you cannot get it in Pike County, Alabama.
You're exactly right. And, of course, we're getting more and more restaurants downtown.
Yeah.
Which is great.
You know, Steve Camp hears that and just starts crying because he had Tony's for years.
Yeah, Steve, you're right.
Steve.
And our prayers and thoughts are going to Steve because he had some surgery done. I mean, and hopefully he is doing well, and he'll be back with us soon.
Steve's not shy about cooking.
No question
Oh, my
about
goodness.
it.
I've tried his lasagna, man. His lasagna.
Steve is an excellent cook, no question. And Yanni is, too, now. Yanni comes from where, Mike?
He's Greek.
Yeah, he's Greek now.
Yeah.
Is there quite a resemblance in Greek and Italian food?
I think there is. I think the Mediterranean fare is similar.
Yeah. Well, he didn't realize he was going to get a free commercial today, did he?
No.
But,
so do we have Will Matthews' law firm and Joel Williams' law firm going at it today?
Yeah,
that's right.
Will and I were dueling it out.
You know what? Of course, you know, something that tickled me this morning. I asked,
Will just got back from the White House, didn't he?
Yeah,
he's telling us about that.
And we actually went to the East Wing, or the West
Wing.
He actually got to go in where the offices were, Mike.
Oh, did he?
And I think they just opened it up and let him peep through there, you know, and where the President of the United States sits. And but Joel Williams is our guest, ladies and gentlemen, and he is the you would call yourself the chairman of the Troy Arts Council?
I'm president of the Troy Arts Council. I have been for 5 years now.
And you do a great job, and you represent your community well.
Well, I try.
And of course, you want to look like Trump today, didn't you, with the red tie down?
Yeah, I got me. I wear a club tie today.
I'm not getting a reply from him, Mike, but we're so glad that we've got a community that is diversified, that we can go to a ball game here one night and go to the theater the next night.
That's exactly
go to a concert, or there's just always something going on.
How was the singer from America's Got Talent? How did that go?
She was magnificent. Oh my gosh! You know, the young lady was totally deaf and could sing like an angel.
And that's what everybody told me they went.
It's one of the best performances I've ever been to. She was great. And after the show, she goes out in the lobby and visits with everybody for For an
She
hour.
was just a regular gal.
Oh,
yeah,
she
well,
hung
yeah.
around and took pictures and talked with people and
Exactly right.
just mingled and so normal. And if you didn't know that she was deaf, you would never guess it.
Yeah. You know, I want to put in a plug for you and all the people that are keeping our old town, Troy, up to date. Of course, you bought an older home and really have done marvels with it. Across the street, there's some new people coming in from town. This home is just fabulous, and all of
Glad
it.
to have
You
good
look
new
at
neighbors.
West College Street, and then you look
Holding
at
up well.
and then of course look at all the on down the hill and so forth.
Well, and I want to mention
What
when
we
we're talking
call
about
Hillcrest, you know.
I want to mention when we're talking about Arts Council is our good friend Bill Dennison passed
know.
away
Oh, God.
2 weeks ago, and Bill's a former president of the Troy Arts Council, and a great man, a great friend, a great citizen in this community. He was the organist and choir master at my church for 51 years.
Yeah.
Played organ at St. Mark's Episcopal Church for over 50 years, and his passing. It's like Jerry Spann. You know, we lost Jerry, now we've lost Bill Dennison.
Oh gosh, lost Sonny Williford.
And we lost Sonny Williford, and that's
You know. Let me tell you a story, if you don't mind.
sure.
I enjoy you coming on our show because I get to talk old Troy with you, and of course Bill Rice Jr. is back in Troy. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
And I love to be around Bill. Something that I want to tell you, Sonny, my good friend, of course, he ran. He would leave his house on Orange Street. He'd go down Pine Hill and then up Pine Hill and walk all the way to Walt's Gym and work out.
Yeah.
Of course, he would work out and he would steam. He loved the steam, and so then he'd get through and he'd walk all the way back down Thrill Hill and then up Thrill Hill. You know,
That's a workout.
People that's ever been to Troy, Alabama, they know where Thrill Hill is or seen it. You know, where you went to college here or whatever. But he was always getting his exercise. Well, one day he was on his walk, and he went by your church, the Episcopal Church, which is a beautiful old church here in Troy, and probably as pretty as any you'll find anywhere. And they were trying to get a big Christmas tree through the door.
Right.
Well, Sonny said, "Do y'all need any help?" You know, and that's just like Sonny. And he went in there. They helped him
Wrestle that big old tree.
put that big old tree inside the sanctuary. And from that point on, he became an Episcopalian.
Yeah. The last 2 or 3 months, Sonny was going to St. Mark's
Every day, and that's how he. Hey, afterwards they started talking, and you know, of course, Sonny was you know, the type guy that would stop and help him. You know, and then he became a member of the church. And of course, we lost him last week. You know, and nobody expected it, but let me tell you this: the Lord works in special ways.
Well, listen, the things you wrote in the paper, I appreciated, but when I was watching your show and you were talking about Sonny, it was moving. I want to tell you, it was very gripping, and the emotion and the deep feeling just came through, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much, and I know the whole Williford family. And it's funny, you get people like the Willifords or the Wises. You don't call them the family, you call them the clan.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Williford
That's
clan,
exactly.
or the Wise clan.
Yeah.
You get to be so big, you're not a family.
And
you're a
of
clan.
course, you know, you grew up over the same neighborhood I did. You grew up on Fairview Street, and I grew up on Orion Street. And of course, you know, we all played together growing up.
Yeah.
You know, John Key lived up there.
Yeah, John
Cheryl
Key,
Crow lived
right.
up there, and Mary Jean Williams, the great bopper of all time, and you know, all these people, we knew them. And of course, right across the street from you was Donna Sue Crawford, Elaine Field. The late Elaine Field lived up there, and the Steps,
and that was when Ingram's Curb Market was gravel floor and chicken wire wall.
And you know what? That's where Sonny bought his steaks at Ingram, he'd have those steaks cut. And
I thought it was called Meat City now.
It is, well, I don't know if they've changed it back or not. They've sold it again, I think.
I don't know. I'll always call it.
But let me tell you, they still have a great fillet. You get a fillet cut. I know you've been up there many times over here. And of course he was raised right down the street.
I still remember walking up there to get boiled peanuts.
Yeah,
that was my treat.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, walking around the street to Knox Street to play ball and whatever and all that. But
Murphy Street, where you learned how to swim.
Yeah. And you're exactly right.
Murphy Park.
Dad claims he almost drowned in Murphy Street.
Well, I sure did. And a
lot of people.
All right, when they would take out, they back in the old days, they changed the water twice a week.
Yeah, they drained that pool
because they didn't have any kind of a system, set up back then, and they drained the pool twice a week.
And that was a big pool, and it was
one
deep.
thing you were not supposed to do. You exactly
don't get near that drain.
Yeah, that's right. Don't get near that drain, and get out of there when they let the water out. Well, like a bunch of crazy boys. I grew up over there. And, the water was ice cold.
Yes, sir, it
when
was.
That new water came in to the old city pool, it was ice cold. Well, now when it was time to reach to drain it, it was it'd been through 4 or 5 days of swimming, so the water was sort of thick,
warmed up,
and it wasn't as clear, and so we were swimming, and I was in there and shouldn't have been there. And I reached up, you remember the sides were sort of slick.
Yeah.
You remember that? They were sort of slick because we didn't have all those
safety features.
All that stuff you got out there. And so the water, they were letting the water go, and I was trying to add a rail. If you remember the rails, they had rails all the way. And I was reaching for the rail, and gosh, I couldn't get it. Hey, and then it was slippery, and I couldn't grasp the rail.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I was doing? I was fixing to drown. They were fixing to suck me in. Of course, they had the drainage deal was about that big. It could almost suck a person in there. And Jimmy Ellis, the great Jimmy Ellis, Ellibo they call him. He said he came back to get his keys.
Golly.
If he hadn't come back to get his keys, I might not be here today. But he had already left them and gone up the hill. He'd already left the swim, where the building was there.
Yeah.
And it had a roamer.
Were you not hollering trying to get somebody?
Well, yeah, but everybody had already gone almost. And like I said, Jimmy Ellis said he had to come back to get his car keys, and then he heard me, and he reached down there with a big old hand. That was the best hand I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, but Mike, when you hear somebody at Murphy Park hollering, that's nothing unusual.
Yeah.
There's 100 teenage kids. Somebody's screaming
and
all the time.
I'll tell you another.
They were in high school at Murphy Park. We had our Key Club initiation out there. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, and how we used to sneak in that place at night. Oh gosh, that was. And you see that, you'd wait for that light to come on up top. You know who that was, don't you? Oh gosh, it's guy. I can't remember. He's the lead trumpet player for the Shades. Oh boy, his daddy though ran the pool or oversaw the pool.
Yeah.
And he lived right up there.
Yeah.
Up the street.
I know who you're talking about.
It wasn't Bob Coley's dad.
No, but the trumpet player, my good friend.
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember.
Well, all right. His daddy was over the pool, and when we saw that light come on, that means he heard something, and we were spending the night out in the woods, and we'd go up there and go swimming.
Yeah.
Like crazy boys would do, and a lot of memories like that in Troy.
All over Troy. Ride your bicycle to the Pike Theater, or ride your bicycle to Knox Street to play ball, or to Murphy Park to swim, or.
And then hamburgers at McLeod's drugstore with 20 cents.
Oh my gosh! And
with 20 cents, and then and then Green Sandwich Shop, which they're the ones that had the little. They would have the meat on one side of the grill, and then the steamed roll buns on the other side.
I ate supper at Crystal last night. I got me some
Did
Crystal
you really?
hamburgers.
Downtown?
Oh, and out here
Yeah,
on
exactly.
the bypass.
Yeah, exactly. That's where that came from, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I always think about those when
Did
I
you
have
know that
Crystal.
is a great breakfast with cracked eggs, real cracked eggs? It's really a delicious breakfast.
I've heard you talk about it.
Crystal started in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, and of course I remember they used to have it downtown Troy.
Yeah.
I mean, downtown Montgomery.
Downtown Montgomery.
You remember when you go up there?
I don't understand though. Some people say they like White Castles more than they like Crystals. I've had both. I think Crystals.
I want to say they're the same thing.
It's close enough to be the same.
They're different owners.
But now see, but the great hamburger and hot dog is downtown Montgomery. Is what's the name?
Chris's?
Of it? Yeah, Chris's.
Chris's.
Hamburger.
Chris's. No, we're talking about downtown Montgomery.
Downtown Montgomery
Chris's.
hot dog place.
Yeah, but that's where Hamburger King is downtown.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
good.
no, it's not downtown.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a few blocks from downtown.
That's
but
right.
Chris's is over 100 years old.
Exactly. Over 100 years old and still a great place for a hot dog or a hamburger. It's just one little old section there, you know. And then the Hamburger King is the same people, Mike, that we have at Sykes and Con. That's the same people. Did you know
It's
that?
good, too.
Real good.
Right there by the interstate.
No question about it. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. You got to go anywhere, do you?
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up. You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town and Country Flooring Center.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Yeah, that's right. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Mike Amos is on the phone, and Joel Williams is sitting right next to me in his blue blazer with red tie.
That's right, my club tie.
And soon to be snow white hair. Is that right?
I think it's past soon to be. I think white hair's in the rearview mirror.
Well, there's no question that you're one of the better dressed guys in town.
You got to try to look the part.
Let me ask you this, and people say, "Oh gosh, you got those black and white shoes on that I got off the internet." And when is the time to bring out the seersucker suit? Easter and all.
I'll wear
your white buck.
I'll wear my white bucks and my seersucker suit for Easter. Not till then, but on
How many
Easter.
seersucker suits do you have?
Oh, I've only got one, but I usually, they don't last long.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of wear out of them, a year or two, and then I have to buy another one.
Exactly right.
But then again, I've been outgrowing them pretty steadily too.
I mean, what y'all do growing up? I mean, the only place in Troy to get a suit growing up was Rosenberg's, I guess.
Well, yeah, but you could get good stuff at Rosenberg's.
Thrifty stores was there, but it wasn't near the quality. Yeah, Stanton's, that's right.
Well, the later became Stanton's.
Used to be thrifty
was
store.
The thrifty store had a men's department.
Yeah, exactly.
As a matter of fact, I worked there during Christmas breaks and summer breaks when I was in high school and college. Ms. Evelyn Morgan hired me, and I worked in the men's department.
Wonderful lady, yeah.
Oh yeah, good people.
No question about it. And of course, that's the Romy Morgan family and
Donnie.
yeah, exactly, and Donnie and Wanda and Ronnie.
And
yeah, we need to mention again, Troy plays tonight in baseball at the Hoover Met against Tennessee. Tennessee's 12-0 in baseball to start the season. Troy's 6-5.
If it was decent weather, I would go.
Hopefully Troy can find a way to beat Tennessee tonight and give them their first loss.
Of course, you can listen to that game on the radio. That game would not be televised, would it?
I do not believe so. Now, Auburn, Alabama will be on national TV tonight at 8 o'clock.
Okay, no question about it.
The basketball?
Yeah.
Wait, is that in Auburn?
No, is that?
No, in Tuscaloosa.
It's in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, this is where the time of the year when the team that won the Iron Bowl has to go. Their president of the student body goes and sings the other team's fight song at their place.
Yeah, that's right.
It's one of the one. It is one of the times that Alabama folks can hardly bear. Is that right?
Well, they won last year, 51-3.
Well, I know, but when they lost, so they could hardly bear to go do that. You remember that?
Yeah, we've been to that Auburn Alabama basketball game a few times in Auburn.
No question about it. But of course, it's going to be a big ball game. No question about it. Joel, sometimes we take the Troy Arts Council for granted on what they do.
It's a lot of hard work on the Arts Council. We have our board meetings once a month. Matter of fact, we have a board meeting tonight, and we plan our agenda, and we plan our programs and our budgets and publicity and membership drives and scholarships and grants. And, we'll provide grants to local art and music teachers. Like a music teacher needs to buy music and that's not in the budget, the Arts Council will underwrite it. Or art teachers who they need supplies and they either have to pay it out of their pocket or the Arts Council provides grants.
Now, do y'all work with the big event every year, the Troy Fest
event?
Troy
Fest originated, of course, as the Gene Lake Art Show.
That's right.
And that originated as an Troy Arts Council project. The Johnson Center grew out of a Troy Arts Council project. So the Troy Arts Council, the signature, the exposure we get is from our performances like Thursday night. But that's only one of many things the Arts Council does. And we have a great board of directors, and I won't name them all, but people who dedicate their time and energy and work hard just to try to make this community a little better place, bring a little exposure.
I call it culture.
It seems like a lot of college kids would want to come out for that event on Thursday night.
I would think so. It ought to be really unique and entertaining. It's different. We've never done anything like it. I was telling people I'm a little bit nervous about it, Mike. I'm not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
And, I'll be honest. You're probably going to see 5 years from now a lot of these folks on Saturday Night Live.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Some of the people you'll see Thursday night will be on Saturday Night Live within a few years. And within a few years after that, there'll be movie stars.
Hopefully we'll have a big crowd for this because this is a big time event.
And I want to mention this event is our corporate sponsors, Troy Bank and Trust.
Sure.
Troy Bank and Trust is one of the sponsors for the Troy Arts Council, and their contribution underwrites to Thursday night's program. So Troy Bank and Trust, a great corporate citizen supporting the arts in our community. They're underwriting Thursday night's event, and I want to thank Diana Lee and all the people at Troy Bank and hope that they'll all come out and see.
Well, if the whole bank came out, there'd be quite a few people right there.
And they all can. It's their event. They can all.
A lot of people
I see they got their logo right over our shoulder here.
And a lot of the people. That's right. A lot of the people. What am I?
Some people say they're the only bank you'll ever need.
Yeah, that's right. No question about it.
And that their slogan?
Yeah, that's their
exactly
slogan.
Right. And another thing I'd like to mention, though, Mike, is that these programs are of first quality, and now
it's world class.
Yeah, no
stuff
question
like you say, you'd have to go to Atlanta, New York, or somewhere to see anything remotely like this. And we're bringing them here to Troy. So turn off your TV, get off your couch. Go enjoy a world-class live performance.
And all you got to do is go downtown this morning for breakfast like I'm going to do. And then all I had to do is walk right down to Joel Williams' law firm. Now, that office of yours goes way back.
Yeah.
How far does it go?
The building is over 100 years old. It was Sam Williams' drugstore at one point. No relation to me.
But it was before Bird's actually came.
Yes,
Bird's came in 1940.
Right. Yeah, it's before Bird's drugstore. Evelyn Watson wrote a little book about the history
that.
of drugstores in Pike County, and she talked about Sam Williams Drugstore and McLeod's Drugstore. Of course, McLeod's Drugstore is the house I bought. I live in
Isn't
McLeod
that
house.
amazing? Isn't that amazing? That's right.
I got McLeod's Drugstore house and Sam Williams Drugstore is my office. I guess I should.
How old is that house that you bought?
It was built in the mid-20s, I think 26.
Yeah. And of course, that's a beautiful area, West College Street and so forth. I want to mention, though, again, that this is first quality entertainment coming to Troy.
Yeah, Second City Improv Troupe.
Now, Bill Chapman had that office there for years, didn't he?
Yeah, Bill Chapman owned the building, and Troy Bank and Trust Company, again, was the trustee over his estate.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a law office. I rented it and then bought it from the estate.
And they buried little Bill last Friday. What a great guy he was.
Another great family, the Chapman family.
And, no question about it.
I remember Bill Chapman when he was in high school. He was a couple of years ahead of me. And Prince of the city.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
question
smart,
about it.
good-looking guy.
Well, I tell you what, people like you keep our heritage or our legacy going as far as the history of Pike County and bringing good entertainment and quality entertainment to our community.
Well, you gotta love where you live.
Yeah, no question about it.
Be proud of it and work.
Be
to
proud
make
of
it
who
better.
you are and where you're from. Is that right?
That's exactly right. And you're a great example of that, Coach. And,
well, I appreciate it.
Troy, Alabama doesn't have a better champion than Mike Ames.
Yeah. And all you have to do, of course, this show right here is live on Facebook, and you can go to TC2, T as in Troy, C as in city, 2 as in number 2, TC2, and you can go to our website.
The views will go up tremendously. I'm going to be live on the show tomorrow. So.
That's right. Mike Amos will be here live tomorrow.
Oh, good.
And also I want to mention, of course, so you can go to that TC2 and pick up any past performance of Today in L.A. And that date on that was the 26th of February. If you'd like to go and see that show that was dedicated to my good friend Sonny Williford.
Again, that was very moving, and I appreciated everything you said and did that day.
Well, thank you so much for what you do.
Always
again,
appreciate you, Coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great shows of the year will be at the Claudia Crosby Theater
Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
Starting at 7. Get there a little early, and hey, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be there to enjoy it with you. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Of course, our show runs again today at 1:30. Hope you'll watch it. And again, thanks so much to our sponsors. We went pretty much commercial as far as we've had commercials all day long, but we were able to get a good show in right here on Today in L.A. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.